What's up, everybody? It's May, and I got 5 fisheries you want to be checking out right now. So let's start with number 5 at our trout fishing. All of the crazy amount of trout that they stocked for us are still ripe for the picking. They are readily available, they're biting fish, and right now it's the perfect time to still go out and catch some of these, whether to eat or use for bait. Yes, you can. And I want to showcase a little something different in this top 5 to showcase some gear that you guys should be using as well for trout. One of obviously the most productive and effective ways for stocker trout is nothing other than straight power bait. Now, these 2 jars in front of me are special because these are not just regular dough power bait. These are the power eggs. What makes them more effective to me is that you literally have less mess. They're simple to go on a hook, and they stay on for a while, which means more fish, less time having to be changing out colors and bait. You can just keep fishing and know that they're going to work for you. Now, what I like to run is just a simple trout setup. This is a little 6.5 foot rod. It's got a number 8, size 8, little X Factor tackle, sickle hook. Absolutely perfect for this rig. I have a standard slip sinker, right? You've seen this shown probably by many people, but it's worth showcasing one last time. 3/8 sinker, a bead to your little swivel. That's all you need. However, I throw in a little small dual lock swivel because then I can quickly change out my leader lengths if the fish are not biting at a certain depth. Now, this means that I can start off at 5 foot leader, switch to a 4 or a 3. If I have the ability with my 2 rod endorsement here in Washington State, you can end up using 2 rods, fishing 2 different depths, and effectively covering a lot of water. So that is if I'm off the bank. Chartreuse and orange cannot be beat on those power eggs. But a sleeper color not to forget about is white. So that is your basic trout setup to go get you fish on right now. Definitely recommend it. I'm not going to leave you guys out though. If you like to troll for your trout, there is nothing better out there, honestly, for stocker trout than a flatfish by Yakima Bait like this guy, a little Dick Knight spoon right there, or a wicked lure right here. If you have any of those out there, trolling around, surface lines, off a downrigger, behind a dodger, those 3 lures that you see are absolutely staples in my arsenal and what I use to target my trout. So let's check out my number 4 next. Okay, for my number 4, I'm going to talk spring Chinook. This is the prize of our state for many, many anglers. The spring Chinook is one of the tastiest salmon you can find out there and catch, let alone target. So this year is a pretty good run from what they're predicting. So it's a fun one to bring up here because May is typically when a lot of our fisheries are in full swing. You have the upper Columbia River is really starting to get back their fish. You have a lot of the tributary systems that are also getting their fish. So it's a chance to go out with a banker boat angler and go target some amazing fish opportunities. Now, if I'm a bank guy like I have been for most of my life, I'm chasing those springers from the shore with a couple techniques. The first, you really cannot beat the basic standard sliding float setup and a jig. And I'm telling you, as simple as a jig can be, it can be absolutely deadly on spring Chinook. When they stack up, they can sometimes get a little bit finicky. So a well-presented jig, something like a Nightmare, which is always a staple, some other colors, whether you want to go the bright for attraction or more muted for just trying to keep it low key, those work extremely well, especially when you add a shrimp tail to them. Spring Chinook love shrimp. They love eggs. If you like fishing eggs specifically, under a float is fantastic for spring Chinook. Now, you boat guys, there's 2 differences, right? Your tributary fish out of a boat, You might be back trolling the bigger brother of these bait divers, and you can do that with a spin and glow and a coon shrimp or a sand shrimp. Works really, really well. You can side drift eggs, you can bobber dog eggs, but once you get into the main Columbia and some of those upper Columbia fisheries, you're going to be fishing those big 11-inch Pro Troll flashers with super baits, with all sorts of spinners. A lot of guys go the gamut, even just whole herring, but those are different fisheries versus when they're in the tributary. However, very fun and great way to get out if you're in a bigger boat. If you have a smaller boat, spring Chinook give you an opportunity, and that'll stay at my number 4 for spring Chinook. Now, number 3 is something really cool that our state has to offer that I will have to admit have never caught one, but it's my number 3 because it's now open for us to go out and target, and that is halibut. Halibut is very unique in our state because you have the opportunity in multiple places to go out and chase and pursue these monster fish. In Puget Sound, we have open opportunities throughout many of our different areas. You can then go explore in a boat like what we have. You can go around to a lot of different areas and potentially have success locally as well as traveling a little further. Now, you can also hire a charter boat. You can go out of the coast of Washington State and you can go catch a halibut. What's better than that? I mean, I'm super excited this year myself to learn how to do the halibut fishing and really try and get into them myself with the basics of a standard hoochie with some riggings like bait, smelt, herring, kokanee. Yes, you can use kokanee and trout for bait for halibut, but there's a lot of different chances to get out and go do it. So it's exciting fishery. I'm looking myself to look forward to learning as well as go put that first bucket list fish on my board. So that's number 3. That is our halibut fishing. Now, my number 2 has always got me excited. It is kokanee. It's so hard to not put this one at number 1, but my kokanee stays right at the top of my list because we now have the weather. It has finally warmed up. We finally have a chance to go chase kokanee. Our lakes are going to finally start producing, and it's a really good chance for everybody to get out on the water and go chase these fish. And it's super simple this time of the year still. These fish are responding on the top, which means you can go chase with some basic setups, right? And go get these fish. One of those basic setups can be just a top line rod. Simple Dodger setup with a spinner. You could have any sort of the mix, right? Which makes it all the more fun. Kokanee, love different colors, right? Here's just a simple Rocky Mountain Tackle Assassin spinner in the splatter. So you can go out, experiment spinners and hoochies. You know, your Dick Knight Spoon Dodgers has to be one of my favorites of all time in this clown for that. Now, if I'm going out kokanee fishing this time of the year, I'm going to run glow colors in the morning, and I play around with different spinners, different hoochie skirts. Depends on what those fish want to tell you, but the beauty of having that 2-rod endorsement is that you can go ahead and utilize that to find out what those fish want and then change up as you go. But that's kokanee fishing. So many fun things to do with our local bodies of water, and you get the kids out. What's better than that? This is just simple fun fishing. And just to go over the gear a little bit more, that is a specific velocity rod. It's the 7'9". These are the glass rods. I really love having the blue color. Really helps distinguish from amongst the other rods of what's getting a bite. But you don't have to have anything fancy for kokanee gear. I just recommend something that's got a parabolic tip. It helps you not only see those bites, but helps you keep those fish on longer because of their soft mouths. But that's my number 2 is kokanee fishing. So what in the world can my number 1 be? Well, check this out. We have another catch of the day submission. So I just want to say thank you so much to this one. It's really cool to see our young anglers getting out on the water and sharing what they have caught. So thank you so much for doing this. I'm really excited to showcase. If you guys want to be a part of this as well, check this out below. I have all the description provided for you to be part of our catch of the day. So congratulations to our catch of the day right here. Check it out. So our number one has got to be Lingcod. May is the month of Lingcod, and I don't care who you are, there's nothing more fun than catching a giant sea dragon off the ocean floor. You can be off piers, you can be off jetties. May opens up the chance for these hungry, aggressive, super biting fish to get out right now and go catch them. So I'm going to tell you, it is something that everybody's got to experience. Whether you like to fish the live bait off of the middle part of Puget Sound or jigging, these fish are so fun and so aggressive. So what do you use for lingcod? Well, typically, it, again, depends if you're live bait fishing or jigging, but you can go two routes with that. If you like to live bait fish, you're going to use a heavier, stouter rod, and that rod's going to be able to hold your weight, right? Upwards of 8 to 10 ounces, potentially dependent on current, like that Tangle Free right there. You guys will be out there fishing a sliding setup with your live flounder, your live herring, your live bottom fish of some sort that you have caught. Lingcod are not picky. If you can put something dancing in front of their face, they are going to eat it. And let me tell you, it is so cool to see that rod just start, and then bury over. You can see the bite unfold, and you allow yourself to just slowly reel those fish in because they never fully always eat that bait. They sometimes just grab and hold on to it. So you can just slowly reel till you get in. But check this out. If you're not big into the live bait game or haven't really done it, don't fret because there is a lot of other chances and opportunities to get out there on the water chasing these fish. You could be fishing things like flounder imitations. This one is a hoagie flounder in a glow white. Really a deadly one for me. Caught a lot of fish on that with the 4-ounce jig head. Based on where you are in Puget Sound, sometimes those currents really do rip. So having something in that 2 to 4 ounces gets you started, but sometimes you have to go even higher than that. But lingcod, again, you're imitating some kind of forest fish. This here is a swim bait, 4 ounces by Gibbs. It's a great paddle tail version to help those lingcod also get enticed into what baits you have going on. It's, again, a movement, a sight orientation deal, and these fish want to see something erratic, startled, and right in their face for them to grab it. Again, I showed a video not long ago of this guy here. If you like to cast off the jetties, this is a 2-ounce weight with the hoochie skirt and a curly tail grub. You can envision that this in the water is dancing everywhere. So pier anglers, jetty anglers, boat anglers, there is an opportunity for you to catch some sea monsters. And let me tell you, some of those lingcod in Puget Sound can get almost to 50 inches, if not bigger. So it's crazy to see fish to that size and the fight that they put up. Our limits are typically around that 26 inch to 36 inches, the slot limit. So you guys got to have accordingly all the right information on your boat to make sure you're in regulations for that. All hooks are barbless and abide by all the rules and regulations that our state has. But lingcod, gosh, my number one is definitely something fun to go chase after. Now, I want to hear from you guys. What is your top 5 for May? Because I know there are some honorable mentions in the mix here, especially you walleye guys. I have not left you out. It is my close honorable mention for the month of May. I just don't get out a chance to do it too often because they are mainly on our east side of the state. It's just a lot harder for me to get over there and fish. But walleye are a blast. I have a lot of fun doing that. May is the time frame for the pre-spawn and getting into spawn time, so you can catch some of your biggest fish of the year. And soon, then it hits into game on time. So yeah, that's walleye. But honestly, let me know what you think. And yeah, guys, May, it's exciting. A lot's ahead. into the next step. We'll catch you guys on the water next time. Fish on!